Hey guys, so back on the trail this morning, we caught a ride from the folks at Vintage Lakeside Inn who took six of us back up to the trailhead and we unloaded and hit the trail at about 8:35 this morning. It's a crisp, beautiful, still day. Skies are blue with some high cirrus clouds, but it's really gorgeous. So we're talking about camping at 279. The trailhead was at mile 266. But if we could get further, it'd be better. If not, that's still okay. But it's looking like a gorgeous day, whereas yesterday was a good day to hold up in the hotel and wait it out with wind and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So more later. So more downhill now after kind of a long climb this morning, coming out of Big Bear Lake. It's clouding up just a little bit. It's just really a very nice day to hike. I'm in the midst of a bubble of people who spent Thursday out of the rain and wind and now are back hitting the trail hard, as we're going to be working a gentle downhill to Silverwood Lake and Deep Creek and Wrightwood, where quite a number of people are planning on resupplying at Wrightwood. People are paying particular attention to water points that are available, rechecking gut hooks and rechecking the water report. We're basically traveling westward now along the crest of the mountains, with the desert to the east and the Los Angeles Basin to the west. We left mile 266 this morning at the trailhead. Coming up will be mile 360 in a few days, and that will be the halfway point in the Southern California desert to Kennedy Meadows, which is kind of the accepted point of where the desert ends and the Sierra starts. Everybody, it's Fred. It's Saturday morning. We slept on a windy ridge last night after getting a solid 16.4, 16.5 on the trail. We're headed towards Deep Creek today. We left Big Bear Lake yesterday morning, and we're at a solid, golly, 7,500 feet elevation last night. I slept pretty cold. I slept with my base layer, my socks. I slept with my water filter in the bag so that it wouldn't freeze. But today we're all downhill. We have a water point in about 3/10 of a mile, and in about 3.5 miles, I have a liter of water. And so I'm going to go ahead and try and push for the 3-mile water point, and then throughout the day, the water report and Guthook both agree that water is readily accessible still. So we're going to go ahead and carry a small amount of water. Sorry, I'm kind of going through some brush here. But I started walking about 5 till 7, and it's still kind of chilly. I'm wearing gloves, I'm wearing my stocking cap, but we're going to try and make 20 miles today. The problem is that at mile 298 or so, it's the last camp before Deep Creek. And then Deep Creek is about 18 miles or so. Well, I don't know, 18 miles, but a lengthy period of time, and there's supposedly no camping within 1 mile of Deep Creek. And the trail follows Deep Creek. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. And apparently Deep Creek area is more patrolled on the weekends and it's Saturday. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do. But anyway, we'll do some more videos and photos later. But talk to you later. But everything's starting to bud out. At 7,000 feet, it's still really early spring. Thank goodness there's no snow. But the folks at Big Bear Lake said it melted not too long ago. I've seen this on YouTube.
Well, careful about that, because there is that sign, Fred.
Hey guys, it's Fred. It's Sunday morning, May something something. 2 days ago, we left Big Bear Lake, and Friday we left Big Bear Lake, and I looked at the elevation changes, and thought that we were going to begin losing elevation, and in fact we didn't. We actually gained and went up to nearly 8,000 feet. We were able to hike about 16 miles, mainly because we keep reaching our destination about 3:30 in the afternoon, and it's just too darn early to stop, and you feel okay. But then I'm telling you, those last 3 miles or more really kick your butt. And so we found a ridge with a couple flat spots and crashed there for the night. And once again, it's so funny because you close your eyes for just a minute at 7:30, and the next thing you know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. But that night I froze. I put my puffer on inside my sleeping bag. It really frosted heavily. I've got an REI Magma 10 degree, and I may have to reconsider things in the Sierra, particularly if it's going to be snow and ice. But I'm walking alongside Deep Creek right now. It really is just an extraordinary sight. So, got up yesterday, heavy frost, and the goal was a 2-tent campsite about 20 miles from where we got up and loaded up. Anyway, so we walked all day, and once again at 3:30 we were at about mile 16. We had just entered Deep Creek across just an amazing bridge and this incredible flow of water, and we pressed on. And of course, competition is really keen right now for campsites among through hikers, and this is a heavy weekend hiker section. Now it's starting to rain again, but we made it and found camp at 21 miles for the day, and it was cold and windy. And then I'm listening to the girl who's ensconced in her tent talking about the weather report she's got on her phone, and I've got no signal, period. And it's like 100% chance of rain, and sure as heck, started raining about 1 o'clock in the morning. Rained all night. The skies are kind of blue now, but it's still misting a little bit. So I got up at 5:20, on the trail at 6:20. Somebody's gonna have to explain to me why it takes an hour to break down a tent and that sort of thing when you don't even cook breakfast. But I'm making pretty good time. I'm gonna be pretty much done with Deep Creek this morning, and going to be down to the lake that I'm going to meet some of my daughter's friends at later today. I may call them where the PCT crosses the highway, because my rain fly's wet, my tent's wet. I need to dry things out. I probably could, if it's going to clear up and I've got blue skies overhead, if it's going to dry out, I could lay everything out and dry it, but we'll see.